Well, let's get some more analysis on the election now. We can bring in Jon Gould, who's the Dean of the School of Social Ecology at the University of California in Irvine. Thank you very much for speaking to us on France 24. We're describing this. Thank you very much. We're describing this as a historic win. So how exactly did Donald Trump do it?
There were really three things that explain this election, and it is not actually that surprising a victory. This is a fairly, very closely divided country, and the polling showed that this was actually quite a possibility. But the three things are: voters were displeased with how the current administration has handled the economy, particularly inflation. That was something that they took out on Vice President Harris. Second of all, there are a group of people who feel very much left out, that America has moved on and they've been left behind. These were the people who were with Trump before. They still are with him now. And the third thing, and this is probably where we've seen the biggest shift, is that among Latino voters, particularly men, there was a substantial shift towards Trump. So if there was anything in this that was really quite surprising, it was probably that group of voters and their movement.
Well, exactly. I wanted to ask, are we seeing a seismic shift in who votes for who in the US now?
I think we're overanalyzing that or overinterpreting it right now. We have seen Latino voters since the Obama years gradually move a little bit more right. Now, this time around, there was a bigger shift among Latino men. Whether that continues is really the question that we're going to be following going forward. Was this about where the American economy is today and how Latino voters were feeling about that? Or is that some larger shift? We don't know right now, and we will be tracking that.
And for the Democrats, this is now a time of introspection and probably finger pointing. In your view, where do you think the Democrats went wrong? Why did they do so poorly?
Well, they're angry right now, and many are despondent. I think it's very difficult to point a finger at anything that Vice President Harris did in the campaign. When you consider that she really only became the nominee this summer, she did a remarkable job campaigning. The problem was what had happened in the previous years with the economy. That's really what set the stage for this, and that's why Donald Trump is going to be president again.
And the Republicans have flipped the Senate. They look as though they're about to retain their majority in the House, and there's a conservative majority in the Supreme Court. What does this mean? Are we seeing a new generation of politics about to come through in the U.S.?
Well, we're certainly going to see 2 years of a country that we have not seen before, because they are going to have free reign. If I were Europe, I'd be a little concerned about this, because the days of multilateral America may be coming to an end for a little bit. But if history is a guide, when a party has complete control, they tend to overplay their hand. Don't be surprised to see in 26 power shifting back towards the left.
And what can we expect in terms of Donald Trump's criminal trials? I mean, he was set to be sentenced in New York for the hush money trial. His lawyers now going to try and cancel that altogether. What can we expect?
So the New York criminal trial, that's going to move forward because that's a state case. Federal government, Donald Trump has no control over that. Now, will he get sentenced to prison? Almost assuredly not. The federal cases, he has vowed that when he comes in day one, he's firing the special prosecutor. I would expect those to fall by the wayside. But that New York state case is still live, and we are going to be waiting to see later this month what the sentence is there. We have never experienced a situation in which a sitting president is sentenced as a criminal. Buckle up, America. This is brand new.
And you mentioned the economy was probably one of the main issues that pushed voters to elect Donald Trump again. But his critics say that he didn't do all that good for the economy. What's your take on it?
My take is it's quite ironic that voters were concerned about the economy right now. The United States economy is the envy of the world at the moment. The problem for Harris and Biden was the inflation that came the last several years. That's really what's in people's minds. The fact that groceries are still more expensive today than they were several years ago. That's, I think, what did him in. What did in Vice President Harris. but we have a very good economy that Trump is going to be inheriting. Whether he's able to continue that or whether his plan for tariffs is going to send it into a tailspin, that's something we just don't know right now.
All right, Jon Gould, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for speaking to us on France 24. A reminder, you are from the School of Social Ecology at the University of California in Irvine. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.